do. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm going to kickstart the Q&A. And I'm going to address this question to Brother Andy. There's this one important issue that our CEO and Mr. Bufara and his right-hand man, Mr. Mohamed Kamar, talked about in the last corporate webinar. This issue is so important to ONPASSIVE to the extent that many of the leaders, have echoed it across all the platforms, and we did that last week, and I believe we're going to do it today too. And that has to do with chargeback. Brandy, for those who missed the corporate webinar when Ash talked about it, and for anybody who have not heard about it, and for the benefit of those who even heard, but just a reminder, what would you want to say? What is chargeback? What is its importance? What do we founders have to do? And what are the consequences? If you may.
Sorry, Andy. Frank. Chargeback. Did you say chargeback?
I think yes. He was just
Okay, I'm not quite sure what you mean by chargeback.
When our CEO talked about, there are a couple of people who made payments. They made about twice payment, and then some of them are not even aware. They call their bank, to withdraw the payment, and what goes through, what one person has to go through to do that refund. They end up paying multiple, I think about 3 or 4 times of how much was paid. That's what our CEO said. And I'm not really a finance person, but basically that is what I heard our CEO say. And he said there's a consequence to those who engage in that. If it happens to you for the first time, there might be some linear way. But then if you go ahead, that many people who are taking advantage in doing that. Yeah, so okay. I just wanted to elaborate more on that if you get my point. Thank you.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't understand is when you've made a payment, that payment is automatically, then the commission from that payment is paid to someone else straight away. The problem is that if you ask for a chargeback, it's costing the company money. So they've made it very clear, look, okay, we'll allow it once, but do it again, you're kind of going to lose your position because this is costing us money. That's not what we're here for. So don't, keep pressing the button. Wait. Make sure if the payment hasn't gone through, you check with your bank to see if it's come out before you try again. You don't want to get into the position where you've clicked the button. It doesn't look like anything's happened, so you click the button again. Doesn't look like anything's happened, so you click the button again. At the end of the day, all of these payments go to the company. The company then straight away gives the commission out. Now, the problem is you can't claim that commission back from somebody once it's been paid. So this is a cost to the company. So the company have made it very clear, look, once, okay, we'll deal with that. More than once, no, guys, sorry, but you're going to lose your position. Is that what you really wanted to understand a little bit more about, Frank?
Yeah, Frank, I can answer you about that again, if you permit me. Andy just explained that. But there's one more thing I want to add. We're talking about O Connect. When you purchase O Connect, they call it SaaS product, software as a service. You paid for it. You cannot pay for Zoom, use it, and then you turn around and tell Zoom, I want my money back. You cannot do that because you've already used the product. Some people don't know that when you buy a digital product, you've already, regardless of if you use it or not, it's a SaaS product. You paid for it. No company will pay you back, but Mr. Ash Mofara is really good to give the money. And that charge, the company is losing money. Think about the hosting right, AWS, all those things. They are paying a lot of money. When you come and you ask for requests, like Andy said, they've already given. So they know all of those people who have purchased O Connect, they use O Connect, then they turn around and said, I didn't use it, I want my money back. It is all documented within the database. They know who have used O Connect, who have not used it, and all of those things costing the company a lot. And then to give it back, I said, you come with $97, but they want to refund the money. They refund it about $500 because it goes through the payment processor that will charge the company It goes through legality because they want to clear off ONPASSIVE name. Because by the time you hit your bank, what is happening is say, oh, that's a fraud company because you just fraud someone and all of those type of things. The company needs to pay that to clear their name. So ONPASSIVE said enough is enough. They know all those people and they know what they are doing. When the time comes, not only will they give the money back, but they can sue you as well. That's the thing, because you try to destroy the company. So they will just stop your account, founding member banned forever, even after you never get it. But again, they can prosecute you for that because they have all the information. So we should be very careful. That's what I think we need to know. It's a SaaS product. Yeah, you cannot mess up with SaaS solution because that's what they sign. Every company that has SaaS, you cannot joke with them.
I'd like to add something, just a quick. Yes, so we should be mindful that for the founders who are trying to play with the company, when you do that as well, remember the company is redirecting valuable critical resources away from what they were supposed to be doing to help us move forward, get us to where we want to get to. They are redirecting these resources to come and figure out what this problem is and how to solve it. So it's not only costing the money that they are paying, the $400 plus that they are paying to collect it. It is costing the company more in terms of resources that they have to allocate to take care of situations like this. That's also what I want to add.
All right, thanks. I just want to ask a quick follow-up question because this is something that we all need to understand so that people stop kidding around with this business. Collins, I know that, like we say, this business is subscription-based. If I purchase or if I subscribe to O Connect and Oliver sponsored me to this business, he gets a commission immediately. Somebody asks for cash back, and Ash and his team, they spend about $400 to $500 to get that done. What happens to the commission that Brother Oliver has already collected through me buying the product?
You're talking about 1 million people, right? It is difficult to even go back and take it because it's not your fault. You brought the person in. So that commission now is difficult to retrieve it. What if we had a system where the moment the commission come in, I cash and I transfer it to my bank account?
Yeah. So what I'm trying to understand now is
the company cannot recall that money because you need a recall system. ONPASSIVE have not built a recall system to recall the money from one end to the other. So when I give cash back, I have to recall it from Mike Ellis. I have to recall all of that. So, and it's costing the company. It means you have to hire engineer to come and start to build another application that was really not necessary to do, So that's why people just need to be careful because we don't have a recall system.
Right. Okay. I think it's very clear to me. I just wanted you to explain that so that many people benefit from it. It's not a joke, guys. Let's try to be serious and respectful. Not us here, though. We know we're talking to the concerned. So, Mike Ellis, I would like to quickly address this to you before we let our guys go have a go with the questioning. So, last time I was just smiling with you when you were talking about the few points last time when Ash came out or when he made the post at the OES, the pop-up. He listed about 5 exciting things. But then from your comment, Mike Ellis, you thought that many people saw just one, which to you was one of the least significant things. I listed a good number of things where all that people saw was money, commissions, and stuff. Meanwhile, there was more to it. So can you just revisit that so that people should know what to go for when we have information or when new stuff comes up? Because people need to, those who are interested, though, people need to get ready for this business. It's not all about money. Thank you.
Yeah, Comfort, and I understand where people's minds are, and the money is important, and it's coming. It's something that I don't think about. It's the least important thing that Mr. Mufara is doing right now because it's the culmination of all the other things that he's doing that bring in the money. So the money is it's an afterthought. And it's an afterthought with Mr. Mufara because he knows it's coming. He knows the magnitude of ONPASSIVE. But with Andy and Collins, I talked about traffic allocation and what that meant to ONPASSIVE and what that was going to do for everybody. And the traffic allocation and I'll just go over it very, very quickly. What Mr. Mufareh did really was absolutely brilliant. When he put that little phrase in there, traffic allocation, it'll be coming soon. And he kind of gave us the date of the 16th, but he didn't give us the date of the 16th. It is coming. And because of that, when he put that little phrase in there, traffic allocation, ONPASSIVE blew up. And ONPASSIVE, it grew by 10, 15, 20%. I can guarantee it. I can absolutely guarantee it. And again, people in ONPASSIVE, they're very, very smart. They understand what Mr. Mufareh is saying, and they understand what's going to be happening because of that little term. And that little term told them that if you're not in ONPASSIVE right now and you have not bought OConnect, you will not participate in the traffic allocation. And the traffic allocation is really, really important. It's not the most important part, but it's really, really important, because as ONPASSIVE starts to distribute the people in the holding tank, whether they've bought OConnect or they haven't bought OConnect, it does not matter, because when someone comes into your team, eventually they are going to buy something and you will make a commission. And I know that was a question some people have. Well, what if I get people coming into my organization that didn't buy? Who cares? They're in your organization. They will buy over time. So traffic allocation, when Ash did that, my organization blew up. People just started paying for OConnect. They understand. I want to get that traffic allocation, because each person that comes into my organization is another stream of revenue. Pretty simple, guys. Really, really simple. And it doesn't matter if they bought or they haven't bought, because over time they will buy. But it gets even better than that. When we start to think about people coming in, buying OConnect, it adds additional volume to ONPASSIVE. And volume is the name of the game. The more volume that comes into ONPASSIVE, we know, because we're affiliates with ONPASSIVE, all that volume goes through us. Okay? Now, and I want to, but I can't get real in depth on the bonus structure of ONPASSIVE. But there is a bonus structure within ONPASSIVE, and it is based off of the volume that's coming into ONPASSIVE. And again, when you listen to Bob, when you listen to Collins, when you listen to Oliver, when you listen to the amount of volume that's going to be coming in, that volume is so pertinent for all of us that are in ONPASSIVE as affiliates. And I can tell you, even though you're bringing people in, yeah, they're different streams of revenue, the corporate bonuses based on volume is going to blow you away. If you were worried about bringing in 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 a month with ONPASSIVE, think about the volume. I wish I could talk about the corporate volume and kind of go over how I think it's going to work, but I can't do that. Mr. Mufareh needs to come out and explain that. But in my opinion, the corporate volume will set you free. I talked about being a hero. The corporate volume is going to make you a hero really, really quick. And that number could be 200, it could be 300, it could be 400. And believe me, even in my life, $300, $400, $500, it makes a difference. It really does. And for some people, if you live in Papua New Guinea, if you live in the Asian belt, if you live in Africa, if you live in South America, $500 changes everything. And that's just a start. Again, over time, over a year or two or three, you will get to that place where you're not even going to believe where you're at. It's just going to be such a happy place. And when Mr. Mufareh came in and put that one term, traffic allocation, now everything he said was very, very powerful. The five items he went over, but the traffic allocation, it was massive. Now, I was in the attendee section of this webinar. And I'll just say this very, very, very quickly, Comfort. And I'm glad I was there, because it shows me how OConnect is working. And then you guys brought me onto the panel. And OConnect, it's working really, really well yet, but it's not even close to what it's going to be in the next couple of days as Ash Mufareh releases the new upgraded version of OConnect. That's when OConnect is going to be ready for prime time. That's when OConnect will start to go viral. That's when I believe Unpassive and OConnect is going to take over this niche of the webinar conferencing and the video conferencing and webinar platform. And remember, that platform is $7.6 billion. Now, that's just a start. When you think about Unpassive, that's a really, really small number, but it's a really, really big number. 7.6 billion accounts in OConnect will affect everybody that's here, everybody that's in Unpassive, everybody that is affiliated with Unpassive. It's a really, really big deal. So, yeah, Mr. Mufareh, he comes out, he puts this stuff out there, and then it's up to us to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And when you just start to put a little bit of it together, and there are things we can talk about that would just blow your mind. I mean, you wouldn't sleep for a week. And OConnect, I believe it's going to be out in the next probably 7 days. And I think a lot of other things are going to be are going to be happening in that 7 to 10 day period. And all of it is good, and all of it affects you, and all of it is going to, I believe, affect your bottom line. So I don't know if that's what you wanted, Comfort. That's just a little bit of what we talked about with Andy and Collins. Again, those two guys are wacky. We went places that were. I tell you one thing that maybe Collins can talk to you about, and it just blew my mind. Collins. We know that Unpassive is going to come out with credit cards with India, right? And India is going to have a way they can fill their card and then go out and spend it. That's just a start. It's going to be coming to each and every one of us. It's going to come to the continent of Africa. And as I listen to Collins talk about Africa, the credit card, what it's going to do for individuals in Africa, because the banking in Africa, it just sucks. It sucks in the United States too, but it's worse there. And people being able to come in, fill the credit card, and then use it within their country and within the continent of Africa. It is a game changer. And it changes things in ways what it does is it connects people. It brings us together. And as people come together, they learn about Unpassive. Again, our market explodes. More people come into Unpassive because it's bringing solutions to the problems that they have. And as I listen to Collins talk about the credit card coming into Africa and Africans being able to use that credit card to build wealth within their own family, it was really, really powerful. I loved listening to that, and it really did. It broadened my mind as to the scope of Unpassive and what they're going to be doing with people. And that's just one little thing. There are other things that are even bigger than that, but it's all good. It's all good, Comfort. Go ahead. I probably spoke too long.
Thank you, Mike. There's nothing that's too long. Nobody can ever be tired listening to you. Thank you so much.
You're froze up, Comfort, I think.
Oh.
Collins, if you're on, come on and talk about that a little bit.
We can hear you, Comfort. We can hear you.
Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
All right. So the question section is question mode has been enabled. Yes. So, yeah, Collins, I think Mike wanted to make a contribution. Can you go ahead and do that first before we start taking questions? Pete, maybe you start putting the questions on the screen for Frank or myself.
Hey, Comfort, could you hear any of that?
Oh.
Yeah, we heard everything, right. Mike.
We heard you, Mike.
Okay.
Mike, yeah, we heard everything.
All right. Go ahead, Collins.
Yeah, I missed the part where Mike talked about Africa. I just said Africa, but I was just like looking people on the panel and trying to.
No, Mike was saying that there's something interesting you said, how much the card is going to be of help to Africa.
Yes. So we look at credit card, and he said the credit and debit card, Visa and Master, what it would do, in Africa. So we're looking about the banking system, the way the banking system operates. People are scared to even have a card, the charges that they are asking, especially in Cameroon. You have a card, even in Ivory Coast, Vincent told me, you can have like maybe 50,000 CFR. If you're not doing anything, that money will disappear until the bank now you even owe debt. So they charge you a lot of money if you're not putting money in. That's why a lot of people don't even bank their money, because they don't even see any reason to open they go only for saving account. They don't open current account, and I don't see why you open someone's saving account without current account. Saving is when you are doing something, you want to save your money. So they are charging these guys, a lot of people, a lot of money. So just think what the unpassive debit card or credit card would do in Africa. You know, we're talking about low interest, almost zero interest, 0% interest. No, nothing, no, the charges that they're asking people, it will just be zero. So a lot of people, even those who are out of unpassive, will dive to even get a hand of that card. What will happen about unpassive? Money will be tricky because people are using an unpassive product to even save their money, their life savings. You know, it would really change a lot of people. We're talking about a continent of 1.4 billion people. Let's say those who are in their active age, they're almost 1 billion. What will happen? They will get their hand on that card. It will be a game changer in Africa. And that's what we're sharing with Mike. Mike said this is really crazy because everyone will come who doesn't like where they are not charging them, or they're just asking you something, just peanut. Meanwhile, you're losing a lot of money. You keep your money. By the time you go, everything is done. They've charged you, cut all interest until you are zero. And you start to owe the bank until they shut your account.
Yeah, Collins, the one thing that you talked about with Andy and I that really just struck me as so powerful is the ability for this credit card to bring people together. And when you can bring a continent together, moving in one direction, and that direction is unpassive, it's extremely powerful. People, they start talking to each other. They have things in common now. And I think the credit card, it's going to do some really, really powerful things on not only in Africa, but throughout the world.
Yeah, it will go viral. That's one of the things that will go viral, Michael, without a doubt, in Africa and maybe most of the developing countries, because they want something that will give them hope again.
Hope's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you both. And Frank, if it's okay, I think we are moving over to looking at our questions. Peter Rogers, can you kindly publish them for us, please? Frank, so let's just keep an eye out there. If they don't publish them, I really find it difficult reading, so we'll try our best.
Yeah.
Collins.
Yeah, Pete, Pete, you are the only one to publish. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean to have tried. I can't.
You have access.
Yeah, I got. Oh, it's coming up now. Oh, hang on. No, I haven't got access to them.
So you click on the 3 dot.
Yeah, there's no 3 dots on my side, Collins.
Oh. Maybe your this thing is playing up because you are the host. I have 3 dots, but I can't publish.
Meanwhile, Frank, let's try our best to read while Peter Rogers tries to figure this out. So we'll just pick questions randomly. So David says, that's David Graham, if you have affiliates already in your organization who have purchased or connect, do you receive any revenue from their customers? So Mike can answer. Anybody else who is motivated can also answer. So Mike, what do you think about the first question, please?
Yeah. If you've activated, if you've come in and you bought OConnect and you have sales land in your organization, you absolutely make a commission. The first commission is 100%. Everything after that is 25%. Pretty simple.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I think what he wanted to know was whether there's the guys that come into his group, they then make a sale. Does he get anything for that? Well, we understand that there is likely to be a bonus, but at this point, we don't know what that bonus is likely to be. So we can't give you an answer on that one.
That's the corporate bonuses. Corporate bonuses, places we can't go right now, guys. That's all.
Thank you, guys. All right. Frank, I hope you're there. So let me pick on this from Dina Madi.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Do you expect that O-Verify will be launched in conjunction with the traffic allocation so that people can only withdraw if they O-Verify? That would be a good motivator. Leaders, it's open. All right, Mike.
Yeah, short answer is we don't know. Is O-Verify going to come right behind everything? Yeah, it is. When it's going to be here, we don't know yet. Mr. Mufaro will share that with us.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I think that's enough. So, Frank, are you ready? Or do you want me to pick another one? So,
yes.
Go on, bro.
Yes, sister, I'm here. Joshua says after January the 30th, what will be the next step? That's Joshua's question. So leaders, say after January the 30th, what will be the rules and steps? And there's a link here. It says blessings to all. So I don't know what Joshua is trying to say, but I believe as you has made it clear, we should not jump, ahead of the company. Let's wait. We'll get everything. It's coming to us. As a matter of fact, everything will come to us. He will let us know. But leaders, if there's something that anybody want to take that, please go ahead. Is anybody want to comment on that?
Frank, you are right. We don't know. That's it. We don't know. That's the answer.
That's enough, guys. That's enough. Frank, go on.
All right. Thank you, Brother Collins. This is from Phyllis Ann Long. If you have a customer who buys a product and then brings in 20 more people, do those 20 people directly give you any revenue aside from the company bonuses?
Let me hit that very quickly.
Sister Phyllis. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, let me hit that first. You all want to get into what's going to happen above and beyond the commission. We already know. We can't talk about that. But here's what I can tell you. We all came in, at least the early bird, Ash calls them pioneers now, the early bird position in Unpassive. We all came in and we have what's called a time stamp. Okay. And maybe some people have forgotten that. The timestamp is a really, really big deal. And what the timestamp tells you is who came in after you. Okay, now that should tell you a great deal right there. I really can't go much further than that. But the timestamp is a big deal. And when you have a scenario where you bring somebody in and they bring in 20 or 30 or 100, again, your timestamp is dictating who's in that organization. And from there, I believe Unpassive will structure the bonus in a way that you benefit. That's all I can say, guys. It really is. So hopefully that helps that question that we can't talk about.
Hopefully, Mike, but we are happy with what you said.
Yes, we are. Anytime he says he can talk about that, it looks like he has a restraining order on himself. So, Mike, it's enough. What you said is enough. So be good with that. Thank you so much. The next question is from Carol Francois. After we know how and when the first allocation of traffic, hold on, it just jumped. All right. After we know how and when the first allocation of traffic will be done, I have a question and a suggestion for the second wave. I am trying to get a hold of Mr. Ash. I'm sure that's what he's trying to say, but without success to see if he Carol Francois, I'm not sure if we understand this, your question. It's a question or comment. Probably you might want to come on and then elaborate on more on what exactly you mean. Because I do not really get the import of this. I'm not sure if Sister Comfort, do you really get what Francois is trying to say here?
I don't, but Francois, if you can hear us, Carol Francois, you can raise your hand and let's bring you on the panel so that you speak. I think maybe you'll be better understood, like Frank just proposed.
In the meantime, Sister Comfort, I can maybe.
All right, maybe Sister Gladys has an idea. Go ahead. Sis.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read. You can come up and correct. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I'm picking. He's asking after we know how and when the first allocation of traffic will be done. I have a question and a suggestion for the next wave of traffic. So he's trying to get in touch with Mr. Ash to see if he can add that suggestion that he has. That's what I'm picking, but he can come and correct.
All right.
My sister Gladys said, yes, you might be right, but he will do us more good when he's on it and explain himself better. That's a good one. Me, as CEO, always welcome suggestions and opinions from us founders. As a matter of fact, he talked about it some time ago, where he's going to have, something where we all go there and then, write our suggestions in so we can forward it to the company. So he'll be glad to hear whatever you have to say, Francois. But if you can come on and elaborate more on it, that would be great. Thank you. Sister Comfort, I'll go ahead and whilst we wait for Francois to come on, I'll take this from Grace Zipporah. She says, I gifted 2 of all founders who have completely ignored migrating to OES. I use my money, my card. What will happen to these 2 accounts? This is from our sister Grace. She gifted 2 accounts to some people. They are not engaged. They don't seem to care. And she wants to know what will happen to those accounts. Any leader?
If you've purchased 2 accounts and you've given them to 2 people and they're non-responsive, if you have the information to those 2 accounts, all the login information, you can go in and change it back to yourself. But you want all the login information, not only the OMail and being able to get into the OES back office, but the Gmail account or whatever email account, the alternative email account. If you don't have that stuff, just hope that they come alive and engage. Because if you don't have that information, you really can't do anything with those accounts. I never ever pay for anybody's accounts. They have to take the initiative, understand what ONPASSIVE is, and come in and have skin in the game. If they don't do that, chances are you're gonna do this magnificent favor for them, and it's just going to be lost, unfortunately. But I try not to put myself in that situation. I don't know if that helped or not. Comfort?
Can I add a small point?
Absolutely.
If you are able to get that email address and what have you back, great. What I would also do is you're likely to see a revenue from that. So what I would do from a legal standpoint is to put a letter together that says, their name, I hereby confirm that I from this date onwards, I take no further financial benefit from this account, from this email address, blah, blah. And you get that signed, because believe me, when you've got money coming in from that, they'll want it back. So cover yourself, please.
All right. Can I just butt in before we move further on? Can the people in the questions and answers, can you just use the questions and answers for questions and answers? There's a lot of chat going on in there, and I'm not catching all the questions because you're chatting and it's jumping through the screen that quickly that I can't catch up. So
yes, Peter. Yes, thank you.
And that'll be great. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, because I'm trying to put that in the Q&A, and they're just not, they're giving me reasons why they're chatting. So thank you for saying that.
All right. Thank you, P. And thank you, John. Thank you, Mike and Andy, for that question. It's really important question. Many people are grappling with that. Thank you so much for taking that. Sister Comfort, if you can hear me, please come in, take over.
Yeah, sure. I can hear you. So Carol Francois says, after we, is that not the same question? That's the same question. So I'll be trying to, let me see if I can read this one from my end, if I don't lose it. Keep trying. I know there are a few questions on there.
Yeah.
So Mayan says, as customer, it's gone. So Clara says, if I understood correctly, Ash said that any pending withdrawals could be cancelled from within the system. I can't find any way to cancel. Did I misunderstand? Oh, should I read what's on the screen now? I think we've got a number. Okay, let's go back to Joshua. Andreas, after January the 30th, what will we've had all of these, Pete?
Yeah,
and then
get rid of those.
Johnny says, would it be possible? Now, we've not answered Johnny's question, but we've answered that from Mama Grace. So let's go to Clara. Clara says, if I understood correctly, Ash said that any pending withdrawals could be cancelled from within the system. I can't find any way to cancel. Did I misunderstand?
It just hasn't happened yet. It's not in our back office yet. When he's ready for us to make that adjustment, he'll tell us.
Yes, I agree with Mike. I think they just haven't enabled that feature yet.
All right, thank you. So,
hello.
Hi.
Hi, Comfort. It's Mayan here.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Please, can I ask that question? Because people are just bombarding me with it.
Yes.
Okay. The question is, they want to know, as customer purchases are not guaranteed, what happens after 31st January, by which time new products would be introduced? Are we coming out of pocket again for subsequent months? That's the question.
That's a bigger question than you know. Okay. We don't know what's going to happen between now and the 1st of February. Okay. I know Mr. Mufara wants to put cash in everybody's account. How does he do that? He does that some of the ways we can't talk about today. We just don't know how it's going to play out. The traffic allocation, the people going into your organization, if they have bought OConnect, you will make a commission. That will end up in your wallet, and you can use that to purchase whatever products are coming out in February. I think Mr. Mufara will clarify that the closer we get to February. I don't think you need to worry about that right now. Let's just wait and see what he has to say. I know his intention is to make sure you have income in your wallet. But that's as far as we can take it, because we really don't know. We don't quite know how it's going to roll out. I know that doesn't help you very much, but it's coming. He'll explain it to us.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll pass the information. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sis. So Gabriel says concerns as customer purchases are not guaranteed. No, we've just had this. Yeah. Hello, under my contacts in OES, it says all the customers are from Afghanistan, but that is not correct. Should I wait or contact support? That's very good.
Yeah.
That's a quick one. Andy.
There's an edit button. They can go and edit it for all the people. But to be honest with you, I will not worry about that, because what they look at is your profile. When you go to your profile, you can edit and correct it. So because say you have customers in your customer base, right? This was just little migration glitch. But I don't think the company will worry about that, because it's our obligation to go and edit our profile. If your profile is correct with your country telephone number, don't worry too much about your contact.
Yeah, I can tell you, I still have people in my organization that are from Vatican City, and I know they don't live at Vatican City. They'll get it changed.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's reassuring enough.
Can I just butt in again? Sorry, Comfort, please. Okay, people, if you've got questions and they haven't been answered, could you please retype it back in the chat, back in the questions and answers? Because
there's one from Gabriel. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because
let me try my best. Okay, that's it. Okay. The whiteboard is already there. Will it be possible for a teacher to connect a tablet to all connect to write and draw and project live?
Me using the whiteboard.
Yeah.
So if you look at whiteboard is for you to write physically. You know, look at most of the technology. I know, yes, we're talking about unpassive people bringing idea. If you want to use, say you want to project, why don't you use the video part of it and project it? Because you can use your video and connect it to your video, use your tablet. Use your tablet to write and people can watch it, you know, on a video. You have a lot of tools there to use where you can connect. The whiteboard is for you to write physically when you're doing presentation, and you can just go open the whiteboard, which is when they'll, you know, induce AI in it, it will be different. Whiteboard is not for you to demo something on tablet, it's for you to write physically using all the tools that is attached to whiteboard.
Okay, I think from your response, a question would have been answered, but I'll still go ahead to read it. This is from Marek. She says, does anyone know if All Connect is ready to be used on iPad?
Of course, it is ready. You have the app. The app is already there. Those who have downloaded the app, they use it because I can open it on my iPhone, and it means you can open it on your tablet depending which one you are using. If you are using an Android tablet, just download it, go and go to Play Store. And if you're using Apple phone or tablet, go to Play Store and you open it, or App Store, sorry.
All right. Somebody is saying that they've been asking a question for over 20 minutes and it has not been answered. You can repost it because the chats are moving a bit too fast, and sometimes one could miss out on the question. So it's not intentional, please. Sorry about that.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sister Comfort, if I may, there was this question earlier from Graham. I think we mixed that. The question was, if you have an affiliate in your organization that purchase Oconet, are you going to get a commission from the affiliate, the one that you brought in, his affiliate, or the people that he brought in? I'm not reading exactly what you said, but
I think that question was answered by Mike and Andy.
Okay, great. Okay, great. Thanks. I might have lost my sound there. Thank you. And Brother LeFrancois is saying that he's having difficulty raising his hand. So if you can, Peter, if you can find him somewhere and then bring him on the panel so he can make him a speaker so he can ask his question or elaborate on the question that you put out there earlier.
Sorry, Frank, who's the person that you're asking?
It's Carol LeFrancois.
Carol LeFrancois.
Yeah, it's all.
He's in the attendee.
Could you invite her in, Comfort?
I already tried to bring him in.
Yeah, it's a man.
Frank, there's a question here. Hello, one of my affiliates in my team has misplaced his password for his alternative email. He was thinking of deleting his account and start all over, but he has built a team. Any advice?
If you can still get into your OES back office and you have access to ONPASSIVE, you're really in pretty good shape. The alternative email, I think eventually that's going to go away and we're not going to need it. But as far as keeping that alternative email activated, it's something you have to work out with that provider. There's nothing anybody in ONPASSIVE can do for you for that alternative email. But no, I would not delete your account, especially if you've built your account and you have a pretty good organization underneath it. You know, kind of play it by ear for right now. If it gets really, really sticky and you really, really need some help, you can contact either myself or Marty or Chris or Red or quite a few leaders within ONPASSIVE, and they'll help you kind of smooth it out. But no, I would not eliminate that account, and I would get with the provider, the email provider, and see if you can't get a new password.
All right, thank you, Mike. So Franz Marcelin says, can anyone talk about the domain platform and how to create a domain name?
Come on, Bob, you know that answer.
Bob Collins.
Yeah, okay, let me try. Bob is not there. Oliver, I think Oliver is there. But I think Bob is here. Okay, let me try and then maybe they'll.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, I was stepping away. The question is, well, when it comes to the domain, I don't think the system is going to, when you create your domain, the system is going to prompt you to create a domain. It's going to be a pretty easy process. I don't think it's something that you need to worry about. The system will prompt you to create a domain. If that domain already exists, they'll give you alternatives, you know. And then remember that when you own the domain, the system is also going to resell it for you. So you are like a mini version of GoDaddy per se. So I don't think you really need to worry about the creation of a domain and all that as you think. No, when the domain is ready and it pops, you will just create one. If it's already taken, the system will give you alternatives on the domain that you can choose.
All right.
Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, there'll also be a drop-down box with the company is going to propose some names, some domain names. Then you will choose. Then normally we understand that the common one is .com, .net, .org. Now we have .ai. If you want to create your own, like I discuss with Collins and Bob all the time, we are trying to see if we can create our own, you know. So, but if you don't want to, you can just choose any of the proposed or the suggested domain name that pop up, you know, and then you either choose or you want to use .ai. For me, .ai, for one, like Maddie said, .ai is the future. But the common that everybody knows is .com, .net, and .org. You know, so it depends on you. If you want to create a name, a domain name, you are free to. But you have suggested names that there's a drop-down box for you to choose. Thank you.
All right, thank you, bro. I think I appreciate the fact that we all are excited. However, this is my opinion. I think Ash is just feeding us with as enough information as we need at a time. Sometimes we just want to wait until we get to a bridge and then we cross it. I'm not sure we're ready to give a lot of information about domain now when it's not yet ready. That's what I think. However, I think we should move on from that now. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Put two things. Gina Lieber's hand is raised. Also, our friend Carol LaFranco I brought him in. Please.
All right. So let's hear from Francois first, and then Jean, please. Carol LaFrancois, please. Can you speak to us? Thank you. Yeah, I can see that you're pinned. And you are unmuted as well, Carol. I think you are ready to speak now, if you can, please. All right, while we're waiting for him to be ready, Jean, if it's all right, you can go ahead, sis.
Well, I was going to try and help with Carol. I think what he was asking essentially is, he has some ideas for how the second wave can be done, and he wants to get those ideas to our CEO. And I'm not sure, apologies, if there's a way to do that easily in the OES, but certainly in the O-Founders back office under support, you raise a ticket and there's a category for sending information directly to Ash Mufareh that, will, get to him at some point. So, Carol, I'm not sure if, I think that's what you were asking, is that you have ideas for Ash for the second wave of customers or however that plays out, and how to get your ideas to him. And you can also certainly send those ideas to one of the leaders, Chris, or people that are in direct contact with Ash. But if that did not answer what you were asking, when you come on, that would be great if you could share that.
Okay, thanks so much, Jean. Yeah, Frank, are you ready, please? Are you there? All right.
Yes, sister, I'm here.
Yep.
Yes, I was having difficulty on meeting myself, but I'm back in now. You want me to go ahead and read the next questions?
Yes, please.
Sister Comfort.
Yes, you may. If you can. All right, let me just read one.
I don't see.
You don't see anything?
I don't see any question yet. Anything yet?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's Francois. Go ahead, Le Francois.
Yeah, I was thinking for the first wave of the traffic, they did 17 shows on the Burj Khalifa. They did the train station, the Majlis car, some spots with Egypt, some in Africa, some in everywhere. But I was thinking for the second part, I don't know if it's in their blueprint or if they thought about it, but if they can get promotion or branding from a professional athlete, like a pro tennis player or a pro golfer, that those two sports they're seeing around the world, and they play the whole week. So if you get a logo UNPASSIVE on one player, a golfer or a tennis player, you can get like 4, 5, 6, 700 million views of UNPASSIVE really easy. But I don't know anything about cost or anything. They probably thought about it. It's probably in their blueprint, but I was just thinking about it and see if it's possible.
Yeah, let me answer that. Let me answer that question real quick.
Go ahead, Mike.
Everybody knows Mohammed Nazal, okay?
Yeah.
He's a marketing genius.
Yeah.
They have already thought about what you're talking about. They're going to do the best thing to get the best bang for their buck. And believe me, they're very good at what they do. If they decide to bring in some professional athletes, they'll do it. But I think there are a lot better ways to spend that money and get more exposure than bringing in some NFL or soccer player. Believe me, they thought about all that. I leave all that to Mohammed Nazal. He's the best of the best.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'd like to just add a bit to that as well, Mike, if you don't mind. You got to remember, back in November, we sponsored the World Cup. So
That's
we're
right.
already there. Sorry, Mike?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Peter.
Yeah. So we're already on that track already. So it's just a progression. So things like that will definitely happen.
Yeah, and they don't take one athlete; they take everybody.
Yeah. Many football teams.
Very good.
And that said, the 3-leg done on 4 for the 48 bomb.
I'm not sure if any of us heard what Francois just said, but Francois, your suggestion is a good one. Mike and Andy, Peter already answered. Before you think, this man Ash has already thought. So let's leave everything to him. He's going to, take her to places that you never even dreamt of. Right. So thank you so much. But if anybody had the last bit that he said and any of the leaders want to take that, please go ahead.
I didn't hear what he said to them.
All right, thanks.
All right, Francois, thank you so much. There isn't any question in the chat. Yes, it's a comfort. Do you see any, and do you have any other question? There is. Okay.
Yeah.
P, I'm not privy to that. Would you want to read that, please?
Comfort, are you there, or do you want me to read them?
I'm there, but I'm struggling. I'm looking for it, Pete. If you can, so either publish or read for us.
To cancel a transaction, send a request. I did not and got through immediately.
I think what would like to...
Somebody's obviously sent a request to cancel something, a transaction, and they haven't had a reply, and it hasn't been done. Well, we're all in that. We're obviously all in that situation at the moment. We're waiting for funds to be sorted with ONPASSIVE. So I think that one's been already answered. He can reset the password of his alternative account by clicking on password forgotten.
Pete, what the person is saying here is, he said, to cancel a transaction, send support a request. He said, I did, and it got through immediately.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see that.
So
I'm looking for questions at the time, but those are answers. Sorry. So he can reset the password of his alternative account by clicking on the password forgotten. Obviously, that one. But under my contracts in the OES, it says my contract is from Afghanistan. That is not correct. All under me, it says they are from Afghanistan. We've already answered that question. I can just answer it quickly. Yeah. There's a lot of people who have obviously had that issue. It is being sorted, and not to worry, it will get rectified, as we progress through it.
Peter?
Right.
Hi, folks. I'm not sure if this one's been answered. I'm trying to deal with it in the chat here with, what's going on in there. And there's somebody that has asked, what are transferred webinars in OConnect? It's under webinars right after upcoming webinars, past webinars, canceled webinars. Not quite sure what that means, but that's the question that's in there. What are transferred webinars in OConnect? ? It's under webinars right after upcoming webinars, past webinars, canceled webinars.
Don't have a clue.
Yeah, no. I thought that was a toughie. Yeah.
Could that be where people have transferred the host?
Yes.
Like if somebody
I think it's something that Collins have an answer to. Yeah.
Yes, I think.
Collins, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Bob, do you want to explain it?
No, I know that Mr. Ash, I think a couple of weeks ago, he talked about a transfer feature where you can create a webinar and make someone else a host and then transfer that webinar to them, so they become the owner of the webinar.
Yeah.
So that's where you will find it.
Yeah. So it's already there. The feature is already there. So if you, like Bob said, you can create a webinar. For instance, I said, all right, I will not be in this meeting now. I just go and I transfer the meeting and the person become the host.